Very good morning, all of you. Today is lecture number 4 for post-graduation program in export-import management, and the topic is all about canalization policies. So, what is all about the canalization? So firstly, we are going to tell you the introduction part of the canalization. The effect of canalization of import through state agencies has resulted in saving in foreign exchange on import on account of bulk purchase as also on account of bulk shipment and in supply of raw material to consumers in the country at a reasonable rate. Other advantages are stated. The canalization of import and canalization of export, there are two different things. I am just telling you the what is the all about the canalization. Canalization is all about to create certain monopoly in a foreign trade. Okay. So what is the benefit of the canalization or what is the effect of the canalization? So whenever we are doing the canalization of the export through certain state agency, that is called STC, State Trade Corporation, has resulted in a savings in a foreign exchange on import on the account of whether it's a bulk purchases or account of bulk shipment, but in supply of raw material to the consumers in the country at a very reasonable rate. Whatever, if you are making certain bulk purchases or certain bulk shipment, but in both the terms you are getting certain things in a very reasonable rate. Other advantage are import and substitution in a planned and a very phased manner. Import and distribution in a very planned and phased manner. Whatever the goods and services we are importing from across the globe, and whatever the distribution channel we are following for importing of those goods, it should be in a very planned manner actually. And the long term supply arrangement, whatever the supply arrangement we are doing, so that basically we are doing for the long term perspective. Self generation of foreign exchange through a special link arrangement, suitable distribution in India through association and consortia. Okay. Canalization could be justified. Canalization could be justified and very beneficial only in areas where two tests can be met. What are those two tests? Firstly, the first is that organization must be equipped to the bulk and actually bulk in such a manner that bulk purchases are made economically, taking advantage of favorable change in the world market. As we know, whenever we are always try to achieve the economy of scale in a business, and if you are able to achieve the economy of scale, that means what is all about the economy of scale? Mass production or bulk purchasing. And whenever we are doing certain bulk purchasing, that is called that is actually for economically, and you can take certain advantage in terms of cost. And if you are getting the things at a very cheaper rate, then you can get certain competitive advantage over on the competitors. So the very first is that organization must be equipped to the bulk and actually work in such a manner that bulk purchases are made economically, taking the advantage of favorable changes in the world market. The second is that the final user must get its material at least as cheaply and quickly as it might have if allowed to the import itself. The second thing is almost same. Again, if we are getting the raw material at a cheaper rate, then automatically the final product will be at a cheaper rate. Further, we are moving towards the canalization. Canalization is no doubt a question of policy which only the government is competent to decide. They would suggest that canalization of import of a commodity may be done if it is serve public interest. Okay, so whatever the canalization policies we are making, it should be serve the public interest. If canalization policy is not serving the public interest, then there is no meaning of such a canalization policies. They would also stress that before the canalization of import of commodities, what decided upon all the important factors including the capacity of the corporations should be taken into the consideration. Okay, and they should recommend that after the canalization it decided upon, government must exercise the vigilance to see that it served the purpose for which it has taken or not, it was undertaken or not. Means whatever this would be very stressed that before the canalization of import, commodities were decided upon including the capacities of the corporation should be taken into the consideration. Okay, so whatever the commodities we are taking, we have to be careful about the capacity of the certain corporation. And they recommend that after the canalization it decided upon, government must exercise the vigilance to see that it served the purpose. Whatever the purpose it had, it had served the purpose or not. Introduction means the establishment of trade monopoly in the foreign trade. Whenever we just want to be create the certain monopoly in the foreign trade, that is all about the canalization. Canalization of import or export means import or export only through its agencies designated by the central government. Means canalization of import or export means whatever the export and import we are doing, we should do the export and import through certain designated agencies which is established by the central government. Because whenever we are coming with the different mediums, central government is playing the role of the mediator, then there is a chances of risk will be minimized. That is the thing I am just saying to you. Canalization of import or export means import or export only through the agencies designated by the central government. Emphasis on foreign trade flow rather than the ownership of agency conducting it. Example, National Agriculture Cooperative Market Federation, NAFED, MMTC, National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation. Now, canalization of export means the basic objective of state trading and export are as follows. It was observed in the case of certain product that there was a substantial decline in the total value of the export. It actually observed in the case of certain product that there was substantial decline in the total value of the export, and it was thought that government trading organizations would be able to reverse this trend by concerted actions. Okay, in other cases or in some cases, the inter-competition among the Indian exporter was resulting in a lower unit value realization and entry of state trading organizations in the international market, through which export were to be canalized could result in the improvement of units value realization. I'm just telling you again, what in some other cases, inter-competition among the Indian exporters were resulting in lower unit value realizations. Entry of state trading organization, that is all about the STC, State Trading Corporation. Entry of state trading organizations in the international market through which export were to be canalized could result in the improvement of unit value realizations. Okay, and there are certain product for which there may be premium in the international market. Canalizing export of such products, excess the profit from export operations can be mopped up by the government. There are numerous number of products in the market for which there may be premium in the international market. Canalizing export of such products, excess the profit for export operations can be mopped up by the government. Another objective of canalization was to eliminate the under invoicing. Another objective of canalization was to eliminate under the invoicing. It was found that sometimes the Indian exporters were quoting the lower price. Sometimes we have observed that Indian exporters were quoting the lower price in their invoices while the world prices such product was considerably high. Sometimes we have been found and we have been observed that Indian exporters are keeping the prices or quoting the prices of their product and services at very low as compared to the world market. This lead to the suspicion that the country had been losing foreign exchange because of the malpractices adopted by the certain exporters. It's very easy to understand. Suppose that few exporters are using the or are following the malpractices while doing certain international trade, then we have to be lose certain foreign exchange. Canalization was also thought of as an instrument to improve the bargaining powers of Indian export. As actually we thought like this, that canalization we can use as an instrument to improve the bargaining powers of Indian exporters in the international market. And it was found that principals buyer in Eastern Europe, I'm just giving the example of the Eastern Europe and the US. It was found that principals buyers in Eastern Europe and the United States were large corporations, and to negotiate contract with them would require the existence of an equally large counterpart in India, which would be able to supply exportable product in the bulk quantities, especially for product which originate in the small scale industries. With the liberalization and the increase of the liberal attitude by the government, both import and export can be directly undertaken by capable enterprises directly including the manufacturer. There are very few items deal with the STC, State Trading Corporation. What is, again I'm just explaining you, with the liberalization policy and increase of liberal attitude of the some exporters and importers by the government, both import and export can be directly undertaken by capable enterprises, directly including the manufacturers. There are very few items deal with the STC. Canalization of the export, petroleum product. For the petroleum product we are doing certain canalization because gum karaya, that is called gum actually. Mica waste including factory cutting, scrap which is obtained by the processing mica, minerals, ores, concentrators, compound thereof, niger seeds, onion. So these are the very few commodities where we are doing the canalization of the export. Okay, any doubt? Benefit, eliminate the under invoicing. Means objective of canalization was to eliminate the under invoicing. It was found that sometimes the Indian exporters were quoting lower prices in their invoices while the world prices for such products were considerably higher. This lead to be suspicion that the country has been looting foreign exchange because of the malpractices adopted by the certain exporters. This particular point have been told in the previous slide, because some exporters were following certain malpractices while doing certain international trade, and then we had to lose certain foreign exchanges. And there were some exporters, what they were doing, they were keeping the prices of, yeah, they were quoting the lower prices in their invoices while the world prices versus product were considerably higher. Improve the bargaining power. Canalization was also thought of an instrument to improve the bargaining power of the Indian export. Okay, to boost the export. It was observed in the cases of certain product that there was a substantial decline in the total value of the export. It was thought that government trading organizations would be able to reverse this trend by concentrated actions, by continuous supply and fulfilling demand, and export can boost out. Improve the unit value realizations. In some cases, the inter-competition among the Indian exporters was resulting in a lower unit value realization. Entry of state trading organizations in the international market through which exporters were to canalize resulted in the improvement of unit value realization. Now, canalization of the import: arms, ammunitions, live or used cartridge, minerals or metals, MMTCs, and crude oil. These are the four commodities where we are going for the canalization of import. Got it? Introduction. The effect of canalization of import through state agency resulted in a saving in foreign exchange on import on account of bulk purchase and also account of bulk shipment in supply of raw material to the consumers in the country of reasonable rate. Benefit. What are the benefit of canalization of import? Import and distribution in a planned and phased manner. Import through proper channels. Whatever the channels we are following, it should be very proper channels. It should be very good distribution channels. There should not be very long distribution channel. Otherwise, the costing of the product will be high. Systematic import schedule should be there. Timely delivery. Otherwise, if there will not be timely delivery, so it might have certain problem that is called stock out. Quality should be best. Load on and load off facility should be there. Proper warehousing. So these are the few points which we have to be understand the import through the proper channels. Whatever the channels we are following for importing of the goods and services, it should be coming with a proper channel. It should be coming with a very narrow distribution channel. There should not be very large or wide distribution channel. Otherwise, there will be increment in a costing. Whatever the schedule of importing we are following, it should be very systematic. It should not be flaws in our schedule actually, and it should be time delivery. Otherwise, if there is not time delivery, so it might have certain problem that is called stock out. Quality should be good. Otherwise, sometimes during the inspection it might have failed. Load on and load off facility should be there, and proper warehousing. Second is long-term supply arrangement. What is all about? Uninterrupted supply should be there. There should not be interruption between the supply. Whenever you are supplying any raw materials or supplying any finished goods, it should be uninterrupted supply. Reliable sources. Buyer-seller relationship should be healthy. so we can get it the information on a time, last for the long years, equitable distribution in India, no partiality and no discrimination. There should not be no discrimination, there should be uniform policies for across the India, fair treatment of the goods and services, no bargaining we should follow, easy availability of required items, reach is throughout India to every corner. There should be the reach out of the product and services for across the India. It should not be partiality, it should not be discrimination. That this product is basically for the North India, or this product is basically for South India, or Western India, or Eastern UP, Eastern India. It should be for, it should reach, should be throughout the India or every corner of the India. Bulk buying, as we know, whenever we are achieving the economy of scale, the costing of the product and services should be less. More quantity at a concessional price saves foreign exchange of the country. Whenever we are buying any product and services in a bulk, then automatically we can save certain foreign exchange of the respective country. Stocking become easier, business run smoothly, and economy will boost. Thank you so much for joining. Anyone is having any doubt, they may ask. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for joining.